All right. Great fun. Joining us now, Senate Majority Whip, Mr. John Barrasso from the great state of Wyoming. Senator, it's worth fighting for. He's a common sense guy. He's given us this version of free market capitalism. You know, people are saying next year the economy is going to be great. Well, I think that's true. But actually, it's pretty good right now. I mean, except for this shutdown and Democratic sabotage. I want to just point out Q2, as you may know, sir, was 3.8%, which is a bigger number than the Fed or the CBO ever imagined. And Q3 is now up to 4.2%. So who are we? U.S. is attracting money. We are the hottest country in the world, Mr. Barrasso.
Well, and we ran and were elected on safety and prosperity for the nation. And to me, that's about affordability. It's about jobs. It's about wages. And President Trump and Republicans are delivering. We passed this working families tax cut laws, which allow people to keep more of their hard-earned money. I mean, we're much better off when people are making decisions rather than government making decisions for us. And with regard to the shutdown, you're right. You've seen the numbers. The American people realize that the Democrats were leading us in the wrong direction and that the Republicans held firm. We said, we'll discuss things with you later, but open the government first. Hopefully, come January, they realize that nothing good comes from a government shutdown. We're going to get the appropriations bills through the process because we're getting this country back on track. That's our commitment to the American people, and that's what I'm focused on, Larry.
You know, I really like my friend James Freeman. I've known him for many years. I know his parents. They're fabulous people. He's writing in the Wall Street Journal today or yesterday. Let's provide incentives so individuals can produce as much as they can, and so the government prints as little money as it can. And there's your affordability. More growth, less money. More growth, lower inflation. Higher wages, lower prices. I mean, Democrats think they have some kind of, I don't know, hidden tonic that's going to change that. I don't think so. I mean, if they were smart, they would join in, but they're not. But the point I'm making is this affordability issue, it isn't Bidenflation that Mr. Trump is doing. He's curing Bidenflation, Senator Barrasso.
Well, he isn't. In your riff, you talked about incentives. So what the Republicans did when we passed our law is we basically cut taxes. The Democrats were trying to raise taxes $4 trillion. I mean, when you punish productivity to that level, that's a disincentive. What we did is no tax on tips, no tax on Social Security, no tax on overtime. That encourages people to work harder, to work more, to be more productive. All of those things are going to help us and our economy moving forward. So I'm very optimistic about the future. And you talk about the revenue that's coming in. President Trump talked about that, the tariff revenue. We're talking hundreds of billions of dollars. The investments that are coming into the country, tens of trillions of dollars, all of those things investing in America because it is the right place to invest, because the incentives are right, the opportunities are right, we have the best workers in the world, and I think our best days are ahead, Larry.
This is the hottest country in the world, right? This is the hottest country in the world. That's why this money is pouring in to our dollars. I think it's fabulous. Senator Barrasso, I want to pitch you on something. This is a Kudlow idea, but it turns out it's not entirely original. You may have heard this from Senator Kennedy. But, you know, Mr. Trump has talked about ending the filibuster, okay, and getting a Republican agenda, because if we don't get it at there first, if Republicans don't get it first, the Democrats will, and they tried when they had the Senate the last time. Almost succeeded, less 2 votes. But here's my tip. I'm very worried that the Democrats will try to shut the government down at the end of January. So, Senator Barrasso, this is your friend Larry. I'm just suggesting that you turn the CR into a reconciliation bill, which requires only 51 votes, as you know very well, better than I know. And the Democrats cannot stop that. They will not sabotage the economy forever in the midterm election. Let's use reconciliation. You could have 1 reconciliation bill, 2 reconciliation bills. Let's move the CR out and move reconciliation in. 51 votes, it's all it takes, as you well know. What do you think? I'm told John Kennedy, Senator Kennedy, a very smart man and a friend, I'm told he's been pushing this. I didn't know that, but I'm delighted to hear it.
Well, there's a lot there, Larry. First, you got to get John Kennedy's book. It is amazing. He's
I've read the
writer.
book. I love the book. He was right here on set. We were laughing together. Yes, sir.
Number two is that we're working hard on getting the appropriation bills passed so there doesn't need to be a continuing resolution, so that we fund the government under the President Trump philosophy, not just do a continuing resolution of Biden policies. So if we can get all our appropriations bills passed, and we're working on another 5 between now and the end of January, I think that would be a much better way to go than any continuing resolution. So that's what we're focused on between now and the end of January. But I hope you're right that the Democrats aren't foolish enough to shut down the government again. I was at a veterans event, Larry, last Friday night in Wyoming, talking with lots of folks. You know, everyone had a hardship story of what happened in the shutdown. A man who volunteers at the food bank talked about lines around the block. People were stranded traveling. Another veteran whose son is in the military, married to someone who's in the military. Both of them really slammed by the fact that people weren't getting their paychecks. So nothing good comes of the shutdown. And Larry, if you follow what the Democrats are saying, up to most of them, because there were 8 that voted with us to reopen the government. Most Democrats wish the government were still shut down today. You know, heartless approach to people who would need various services of the government, worried about Thanksgiving coming. So the hope is we can get these appropriation bills passed. That's what we're working on right now.
Yeah, but if
Susan
you don't,
Collins chairs that committee,
I know.
We're focused there.
I got to save time for my friend Jim Jordan, who's coming up. But I tell you, Senator, I'm worried. I know that intentions are good. I know the mission is pure. But if you don't get there, I mean, the Democrats, you know, they won't do anything they can to undermine Mr. Trump in the midterm election year. They're wetting their whistles because they won a couple of races in blue states 2 weeks ago. You know what I'm talking about. Reconciliation is just 51 votes. Reconciliation is like ending the fiscal filibuster. That's what it really is.
Yeah, we've been meeting on that. You know, Lindsey Graham's the chairman of the Budget Committee. We have a framework in place of things that we're talking about that we have an opportunity to do a second reconciliation package, and we may do that. My goal is to get the appropriations bills done at spending levels lower than what might be at the continuing resolution, and with a Trump agenda, not a continuing resolution based on the old Biden spending.
All right, I got you. Senate Majority Leader, Mr. John Barrasso from the great state of Wyoming. Thank you, sir. Great to see you. All right, moving right along.